What up, y'all?
Welcome
to the J&O Show.
We talk about.
In this video, we watch a clip of NTR talking about this modern, older woman and her mindset towards relationships and why she might be single. It goes a little crazy because she went left, but then I decided to drop some facts about her going left because people want to be disrespectful.
Disrespect on this rock is criminal.
And if y'all want to be disrespectful, I'm going to be disrespectful.
Oh, boy.
Disrespect all in the air.
That doesn't solve anything.
Just push play.
From feminism, they've convinced you that men are the problem here. Their rhetoric, multiplied with your inability to choose a correct man, has left you dusty, alone, and bitter as shit. And it's really sad to see, at 51 years old, with these types of thoughts that you feel comfortable going public with. It's a damn shame.
Because I do know, I've been hearing that people are having less sex now. Testosterone is also down. The sex drives are down. And I don't know, it just seems like the times of like masculine, manly, sexual, just dominant, protective men, I don't see that as much. Now, I did find this little...
Now, just from that short bit of the clip, I will say, no, you don't see that as much anymore.
No, that is the truth.
You know why you don't see that as much anymore? Because it came with other things. Here's the thing. Here is the thing, y'all, so that we can understand each other. When you ask for stuff like this, right? Whether you want a manly man or you want a more sensitive man, because, you know, there's division amongst women. Whatever you're asking for is not going to come in a nice, pretty package with a bow on it like you want it.
Well, you got that right.
You know what it's going to come with? It's going to come with some crap that you don't want. For instance, if you want a nice, sensitive man, it's possible he might be too daggone sensitive. He might think y'all are too equal. He might not necessarily want to step out and be the leader in the situation. He might be like, what do you want, babe? I just want to make sure you're okay. Are you okay with this decision? Are you sure you're all right with it? I don't want to do anything that would make you uncomfortable. Some women might not want that.
Ew, no.
They might want a man who's a little bit more aggressive. But here's the problem. You flip on the other side, he might be like, this is what we about to do. And that's it. That's all you get. You don't get nothing else with it. You want him to take control, but sometimes you want to have some input in. And everybody goes, well, why don't we have just a nice in between? Because life ain't never been like that.
He ain't lying.
Wouldn't y'all all like to just go and buy a house out of nowhere? You like, look, if I can afford $1,400 a month for rent, I can afford $1,200 a month for mortgage.
Oh, that sounds reasonable enough.
I don't understand what's the big deal. Why do I need to come up with $22,000 extra to give you a deposit? Why do I have to come up with another $10,000 to put down on this and all of this other stuff? Why we got to do all of that? Pay for the inspection. Y'all see I got the rent. I've been doing it for the last 5 years. Give me the house. Guess what? It comes with a bunch of crap you don't want to do. Just like when you buy a car. Bruh, you go to sit there and buy a car, you sitting in there for 3 hours signing paperwork. It only took you 30 seconds to pick your car because it comes with a bunch of crap you don't want. Welcome to humanity.
That's how life works.
Y'all wanted men to not oppress because the mindset is all men were oppressing women everywhere.
Guys, it's fake news.
Which is crap. Just like when you start talking about when women start having these, most black men are in jail anyway.
That's not true.
Or a high percentage of black men are in jail anyway. And then when you look at the stats, it's 2% less than, I'm sorry. It's the same thing. Yes, you may have come from a family where everybody was getting knocked upside the head.
That's foul, dog.
That wasn't everybody. That's the problem. And I think that's a part of the issue she's running into. You can't have your cake and eat it too. I always thought that was the dumbest statement.
It's like it's my cake.
That was so popular. You got cake. What you supposed to do with it, man?
You're supposed to eat it.
I think that's the issue. I think feminists or women who have feminist ideas or more modern ideas that still want a man like their grandfather, y'all have literally sucked that out of the new generations. And we're having a switch, I've heard. I've heard like the super young ones, like the 18-year-old ones are becoming more traditional because they're seeing that what we're doing right now isn't working. But we'll see how that works out.
They want their grandfathers, but they don't want what they feel as though came with that. Like you said, the oppressiveness. Nowadays, because society has become overly sensitive about everything, if a guy is too much of a manly man, he's toxic.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that toxic masculinity, if he's not doing exactly what it is that you feel as though he should be doing. So it's just like, can't have it both ways, sis.
That's not how life works.
I mean, it would be nice to be, for things to be even keel or what have you, but things don't always work that way.
You know what I think? I'll tell you what I think. I'm gonna tell you what I think anyway because you clicked on my video. I think think men need to go and continue being men like they used to be men. And if women like it or they don't like it, they either get left behind or they get protected. That's about it. Those left behind got to fend for themselves because they're strong and they're independent. And those who want to come with us get protected and get cared for and treated with old school chivalry. And that's it. I think men need to stop worrying so much about what the women think about them and the women telling them how to be men. I think that was when the problem started. You started letting somebody who has no idea about what your lived experience is tell you how your lived experience should be. In the same way, if a man was to tell a woman how to be a woman, oh, that's weird. That's happening nowadays a lot too. Anyway, if a man was to tell a woman how to be a woman, she would be offended. Rightfully so.
Yeah.
I did find this little, study online, right? So on top of these men wanting to go 50-50 with you, American men have their nerve because I looked up
I'm gonna let it go. If you are a modern woman and you believe you are equal to men in every way, they should go 50-50 to you. If you believe not only are you equal in value, which I also believe, we here, but you also believe we have the exact same roles in society and in our homes, he should go 50-50 with you. 100%. Why? It logically makes sense. I know we use logic as a weapon, but it logically makes sense.
Stop, my head hurts.
I'm sorry. She feeling under the weather. I told her she didn't have to shoot, but she's so dedicated to the craft, she came out here anyway.
Yeah.
Give her props.
I'm sorry, y'all. My head is just like...
Not right.
Ain't right.
Okay, so I'm gonna dominate the video, which means it's gonna be normal.
That is also true, yes.
But if that's your belief system, I think that he should go 50-50 with you. If you believe that, hey, we're both equally as important to family and society, but we do different things, then yeah, you got a reason to be a little agitated. He wanna go 50-50 with you.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, I agree.
That makes sense.
It's a very good point.
I looked up the average global and in the counting of the nation,
at the woman to the
guess
left
where
is uncomfortable.
America ranks in size?
Where?
She's 51.
59th. We come in 59th
Look, she's
place.
uncomfortable.
Oh, I lost my post. Hold on. 59th place with an average length. What do you think average is?
4.
Look at her smirking.
Erica. 5.35 inches, right?
Okay.
That is average. Now the country with the biggest. You take a
This
quick
is so.
guess.
This
I'm
is.
gonna go with Italy.
Italy is number.
Yo, when I bring up, like, when I was a kid and they used to just talk about on daytime talk shows, like, I'll be sitting here looking at the TV and then all of a sudden the topic of the conversation was, does size matter? You know what that does to a young boy who's just sitting here looking up at the TV like, what the is this shit? Now, imagine I had a podcast and I'm sitting here talking to my homie and I start talking about the difference in wall length, right? Or wall width, rather, is probably a lot more accurate. Does wall...
Oh.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna look something up right quick. I have to.
I will say this, overall, as a whole, I feel as though our men are a little bit more in tune with their sensitive side. They might be a little bit more emotional, but I think that it's a catch-22. I feel as though the reason why you have that is because you have a lot of males who are growing up with just their mother.
Think about it.
So, of course, they're going to be a little bit softer. And that plays into the whole modern feminist movement mindset because you have more men who are just like, yeah, okay, well, we're equal and we're going to do this, that, and the third because they grew up with their mom. And they're like, yeah, my mom, she does everything. You know, to me, that it kind of makes sense in that regard.
Well, now it makes sense.
And not just that, but when it comes to the things that we're taking into our bodies, a lot of these animal products that we're eating that are pumped with estrogen so that they can grow bigger, and we're consuming that, both men and women, that's not helping because that means that that estrogen that was in that animal product is now in you. So you have men that are having higher levels of estrogen in them than, let's say, 20, 30 years ago. So yeah, there's going to be a difference.
Now, my wife was so mature and beautiful, but I'm not.
Oh boy.
So I decided to look up the length of the average cavity. Wow. Of the average woman. The average depth of a woman's typically ranges from 2 to 4 inches.
Bet you didn't expect that, Miss Smarty Pants, huh?
When not aroused, but it can stretch 4 to 8 inches. when aroused. The canal is made of stretchy tissue that allows it to expand and contract. So when men, some of them were misogynist and they were just being jerks, and some of them were defending against rhetoric like what she's doing right now, and they would say, it's not that men are small, it's that you're all stretched out.
Oh boy.
They were literally quoting the science. If the average man in America is 5.3, he's gonna stretch you out unless you're already all stretched out.
Ouch.
Now it changes when you have a baby.
Like, it's pretty obvious, you know.
So the reality is the men are not small. You're literally all stretched out. Because she wanted to be petty, so I figured, hey, we can be petty too.
You're just making things worse.
Why not? The difference is you're just doing it to shame it. I'm gonna actually use science. That was wild. And I'm admit, that was hilarious.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
All of my short kings in another area, it was funny, bro.
Yes, it is funny.
It was funny. We'll see what the rest of the clip says.
Does wall width matter? Does the viscous inside of the innards, does it matter? And to of which degree? But these are your leaders today. MTRs, all the other modern women that are watching this. Why does this not make you want to seethe in anger? These are the same exact feminist women that will complain about the male gaze or men sexualizing women, yet she's talking about size. What a 51-year-old loser.
19. Ecuador is number 1, 6.93 inches.
Wow.
So all these men that are like, I got 9 inches, lies. Knock it off. No one on here has 9 inches. That's like...
I don't even have no words for this. It's just like...
NPR does have a point. As far as this over-sexualization in society, I don't even know what we're going to name this video. You can't ask for sexual freedom. Defend your right to be sexually free and have casual intercourse with people. Sexualize yourself by saying you can wear whatever you want to and then proceeding to wear overly revealing clothes. If y'all don't believe that, just check some of these gym TikToks and these gym Instagram reels and these gym videos with these women that have tights that are so... I was watching the video because I watch weightlifting videos. So I'm scrolling through my timeline and I've seen some girls in there who be killing the leg workouts. Some of them be killing the dudes in the leg workouts. Like some of these girls' legs look crazy. So when I go, I got to suit myself up. Leg day is ridiculous. I need help. So I be looking and I go down my timeline and the girl was wearing it and it looked like she was wearing fishnet stockings with no drawers. And I was like, what is she doing? Most likely it was like flesh colored, most likely. That's what you would think. I hope she wasn't wearing fishnet with no drawers. But she was like working out, doing a leg workout, so it had to be, right? But that's a clickbait. You can't sexualize yourself and then say, hey, don't sexualize me while I'm sexualizing myself right in front of your face.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, that's because you're trying to use logic as a weapon.
I'm done.
I rest my case.
Video's done. She ended it.
Comment your thoughts down below and let us know what you think, okay? And if you guys made it this far, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, turn on your post notifications, and give us a thumbs up. That helps the algorithm. Okay? And it tells YouTube that you appreciate what we're putting down, all right?
What? We're putting down El Chocolate in the building. Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Down in the description, there are 2 links.
One is to a GoFundMe, and the other one is to a video that explains what the GoFundMe is for. Long story short, we have a medical situation with our daughter that we have to pay for everything out of pocket, and we can really use you guys' help. If you have the time, we'd love for you to go check it out. If you have the money, the funds, we'd love for you guys to help. If not, maybe you could send a link to somebody else who can help. We thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Press the off button.